Hello and welcome to The Big Challenge, the programme where we surprise teams from schools across the country and put them to the ultimate test. We're just outside Stoke-on-Trent at Forsbrook Primary School. They're just about to witness a garden invasion. In today's Big Challenge, our team of teachers have to be prepared to get their wellies on and their green fingers working. In just 36 hours, the team have to turn this empty area of the school's grounds into a wildlife garden, complete with seating, raised beds and a bog garden. They've got a big task ahead, and although they've recruited a regiment of volunteers...
Well, thank goodness for that. The garden army's arrived.
They may have taken on more than they've bargained for. It's the Big Challenge, Big Dig. The children at Forsbrook Primary are filing in for morning assembly. The staff and pupils think a teacher's TV crew are filming a documentary about comic relief. What they don't realise is that we're about to spring a bit of a surprise.
It was amazing because we knew that Teachers TV were coming in. Bill had warned us all, so we just thought it was a specific assembly about charities and about raising money for different charities. So we were sort of lulled into a sense of security, happily listening to the children singing. And then in came the presenter and the world fell apart for a few minutes. It was bizarre.
Fantastic. Did I hear you say you're up for a challenge? Hello everyone, my name is Amani and I'm from Teachers TV and I need 3 members of your school staff to help me. The first person I'd like up with me is Mrs. Morley. Where's Mrs. Morley? Round of applause please everyone for Mrs. Morley.
Well, we just thought it was everyday normal assembly, and then in burst someone with a microphone and everyone was a bit shocked.
Second member of the team is Miss Champ. Where is Miss Champ?
It was very unexpected. The surprise in the assembly was like nothing I've ever experienced before. A mixture of so many emotions. I was frightened, I was apprehensive, I was excited.
And the third member of this team is Mr. Clark. Where is Mr. Clark?
And then I heard the word Mr. I knew it couldn't be Mr. Joros because it wouldn't be him, and I'm the only other man in the school, so I thought, no, it can't be. Can't possibly be me, and it was.
Do you want to find out what they're going to have to do? Yeah. OK. Can you please play the video, Headmaster?
Hello to everyone at Forsbrook Primary. I'm Kate Thornton and I'm here today to explain to you guys how you can get behind a good cause and raise some serious cash for comic relief. Can 3 of your teachers today create a new eco-friendly garden in the school grounds by lunchtime tomorrow? We really hope they can. No pressure, teachers, but Comic Relief is counting on you. Good luck.
Do you guys think they can do it? Yeah, I think you can do it too. We'll start the way. This way, please. Bye, everyone. See you later. Bye. Bye. Can I ask, why do you think you were chosen, Mr. Clark? Why do you think they put you forward?
Probably because we're up for a challenge.
Yeah.
We like to have a go.
Stuck in.
Yeah, we get stuck in. When we were set the challenge, it seemed so unbearably difficult for just the 3 of us to tackle. Where's Annika Rice when you need her?
And who do you think's going to be best?
Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark will probably be the best at it.
And is he a good gardener, do you think?
I don't know, I've never seen him.
We've got special guests coming to open the garden, so I'm hoping they've got something to open.
This empty plot is considerably bigger than your average back garden. It's 600 square metres, a big challenge for our small team.
They'll probably sink into the mud.
We don't get scared easily.
Great.
All
right.
Lucky, but we're
That
trying.
sounds like fighting talk. We'll see how you get on. The first step is drawing up a plan for the garden. Justin is already taking control. But will his ambitious ideas be achievable in just 36 hours?
So you've got a bit of gravel and something very smooth and something wet, and that would be fabulous, wouldn't it, to have a sensory walkway?
Yeah, I think very feng shui.
And obviously the main point is that we need to make it very children friendly, and we need to make sure we're thinking what they want, not what we want.
I've been speaking to some kids and they're really keen on wildlife. They're really keen on maybe having somewhere that they can do some classes in the summertime outside.
If we put some seating, we've got 4 trees already in that area. If we can think of some seating that goes round
the trees,
that'd be a great
because they
thing.
become teaching classrooms then, don't they?
Have you got vegetable garden?
No, not yet. Give me time, Mrs. Morley. Can't write that quickly. Only a teacher.
They've drawn up their ideas. It's an ambitious plan, including wildlife meadows, raised beds, seating areas, pathways and a bog garden.
So you're doing cakes.
But now they've done the planning, they desperately need to get some help and materials.
We were just wondering if by any chance the people at Radio Stoke could give us some help.
We're actually trying to create...
While Sue and Justin are making some calls, I've taken Nikki on a research trip. We're at the Staffordshire Wildlife Trust's Wolseley Centre. It's an educational resource and nature reserve. The perfect place for Nikki to get some tips about eco-friendly gardening to take back to the team. Hi, Dan.
Hi.
Hi. Dan, this is Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Nice to meet you.
Nikki, Dan is a nature reserve warden, so he can give you some useful tips for your garden back at the school. So any questions you have, he's your man. Should we go?
Yeah, well, we've built this wildlife garden here at the Wolseley Centre, so if we go in, I can show you around.
Thank you.
So this area here is our wildflower border. We've got a sort of willow fence at the back that's all made from locally sourced willow. Climbing plants up it, which once they're established will provide, shelter and things for birds and insects. One of the key tips for planting up your wildlife garden is to have a selection of plants that flower for as long a period as possible throughout the year. So even though it's winter now, there's still a few flowers in there. So there's still something with pollen for any insects that are around.
Okay.
Back at the school, we've brought in eco-gardener Nick Allman to give the team some expert help. They show him their plans, hoping that it's all possible.
Yeah, so loads of colour and scents, I'm assuming.
Lovely.
Nick spotted a big problem already. The soil's completely waterlogged.
Yes, it's like half. It's a very big boggy area. I don't think you get to do much with that at all.
This is our bog garden up here. It's on the end of...
Luckily, at the Wolseley Centre, Nikki is getting some very relevant advice on what they can do with that boggy area.
Soil, but there's a liner underneath to retain some of the moisture in it.
We've got an area that's naturally boggy, so would that be a suitable place?
Yeah, that would be great. So as long as you've got some nice wetland wildflowers in there, and as long as it retains some of the moisture for these things to go, it'll be ideal.
Excellent. Is there any specific food that we need to put out to attract certain birds?
Well, I think the secret is to have a variety of food for different things. So we've got peanut holders here that attract particularly the tits and the woodpeckers. We've got a seed holder here with a smaller seed for some of the finches. And then we've got the open table where we put a variety of different things, which again, robins will feed off there. I think the really important thing to remember with birds is that as well as having food, they need water. So you need to have some kind of water for them. Now that could be a bird table, it could be a pond, it could be a water feature. Whatever you've got space for in your garden, you need some water for them.
That's great, thank you very much.
Meanwhile, back at the school, Nick the gardener is getting to grips with the dirty work.
First thing we need to do is mark out our main areas, including the beds and the bog garden and perhaps some paths.
Great.
And I've got some magic spray paint which we can do that with, so let's go.
Excellent, let's go for it.
Great.
Thank you.
It looks like the team's phone calls are paying off. They've managed to borrow some equipment. Sue's recruited the sixth form from the local high school, Blythe Bridge, and some of the Fallsbrook parents have also volunteered to give a helping hand.
Well, thank goodness for that. The garden army's arrived.
Sue may have an army of helpers, but they're finding the task a bit daunting.
Down in the bottom corner there, we're going to have a boggy, marshy area. Across the fence at the back there, we're going to have some maybe nicer panels so that it isn't quite so stark. Nothing's ever really been done with it. There were plans, but it was something we thought was such a major operation to do, and nothing had got done with it. We wanted to do it. So this was a wonderful opportunity.
Head teacher Bill DeRose has joined the team and got stuck into the digging.
Fantastic. It's amazing the number of people who've turned up, the volunteers from the high school and parent volunteers.
The team of volunteers are really getting into the digging, but the distinctive local clay soil is proving hard work. Luckily, Sue's on hand to rally the troops.
Okay, that's great. You're doing a fantastic job. This must be really hard to dig, is it?
Yeah. It's just so wet.
It's very sort of. I mean, obviously we're in the potteries, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, it's clay soil.
It's 11 o'clock, and despite the difficulties with the boggy soil, the pathways and beds are taking shape. Some volunteer dads with carpentry skills have turned up to help out. They get working straight away to make the seating around the central tree. It's not long before Sergeant Sue is checking up on them.
Hi, how's it going then?
It's going great. A few modifications to it. But...
That's fabulous, well done. Right, keep up the hard work.
Thank
I'll
you.
go get a cup of tea.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Although a lot of materials have been donated, the team are worried they haven't got enough wood. Sue gets on the case.
Hi, James. It's Sue Morley here from Forsbrook Primary School. Right, you kindly donated some oak boards and oak stakes. Well, guess what? We need some more.
A shortage of wood is not the only problem they've got. They can't get started on the pathways until they've got the pegs for the weed suppressant matting. The team have sent Justin to a local supplier to see if he can charm them into a donation.
Right, we've arrived at JFH Horticultural Supplies, so hopefully they've got the pegs that we need for the project, and hopefully if I can sweet talk them round, we can get them at a really good price, or perhaps we can black them completely. Let's see what we can do. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good morning, I'm Justin from Forsbrook Primary School.
Very good.
Hello. I was just wondering if you could do us a huge favour.
Back at the school, retired music teacher and Justin's dad has come in to teach Justin's class a song for tomorrow's grand opening ceremony.
There's your pause again.
How many gentle flowers grow in an English country garden?
And Sue's taking control again. She's putting the choir through their paces. Is there anything she can't do?
So, on country, you sing country, it's a little pause. One of the major things that I had to do was the organisation of people. So, quite a wide area of things that I had to do, really. But again, all equal in value, I feel, and super fun.
Head teacher Bill DeRose and his trusty accordion are doing their bit to get the children ready for tomorrow's fast approaching opening ceremony. Justin's sweet talking seems to have done the trick.
Look, Forsbrook, 200 pegs, mission accomplished, the project goes on. Fantastic.
It's 2 o'clock and the wood Sue asked for has arrived. The volunteers can really get cracking on those pathways. Justin's back and is getting down to work. And with the pegs he got for the matting, there's no stopping them. Nikki's arrived back from the Staffordshire Wildlife Trust with some crucial tips.
I've had some great tips about getting some birds in. We need things like peanuts, and he also said that water was really important, didn't he? So maybe a bird bath or water on the table itself. We need to get some things like buddleias to attract the butterflies.
Yeah, sure.
We need to get some wild seeds and plant those in the spring so that we can get a really nice wild garden. The plans that we made were really good. When I got to the Wildlife Centre, I realised that a lot of the things that we wanted to put in place were achievable within the time limit. Maybe not in phase 1, but then we could go on and do those things in the future. So when I got back, I got straight into helping to construct the path. So we were digging trenches to put the oak panels in, and it was a busy day from then on. I've learned that I don't mind getting dirty because I'm usually a very girly girl, so I think I've done quite well.
A special visitor has arrived to give his advice. Matthew Wilson, a BBC Gardeners World expert and curator of the nearby RHS garden, Harlow Carr, has dropped by to see how the project is developing.
Are you pleased at how it's all going?
We're really pleased, yes, it's going really well. Everybody's so keen, so eager.
Do you think you're going to do your challenge? Are you going to make it?
Without a doubt. Nikki's going to work really hard to make sure we do like you know.
I am.
So shall we go and have a look at your bog garden then? See how that's getting on?
Is this the kind of thing we should be doing? Is this looking good so far?
Well, I mean, you're probably almost at the right depth there, I think, which I'm sure will cheer up the boys knowing. What bog gardens do, of course, is they allow you to have a very wet habitat which suits all sorts of things like amphibians and lots of specific insects that will actually enjoy those kind of habitats, and you can grow the sort of waterside plants, which again are perfect for those sort of animals.
Great.
So it takes the danger away, but it allows you to have lots of the aspects of a water feature without the water feature.
That's brilliant. So it's perfect for.
Perfect.
For your...
What about maintenance? When we've actually created it and we think that's fantastic, what kind of maintenance does it require, a bog garden?
Whenever you're planting, doesn't matter whether it's this or anywhere else, put a really good mulch down.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crucial, and do it as soon after you've planted as you can.
Right.
And that will just keep the weeds down. Otherwise, really, most of the plants in here are probably going to be perennials. There might be some woody plants, and they're just going to need cutting down late spring.
Right.
Brilliant. So pretty easy to maintain then.
Yeah, it should be really easy, yeah.
It's 3:30 and Justin's live on Radio Stoke with DJ Nick Robbins. He hopes to drum up some local support for the opening ceremony tomorrow.
Tell us what's going on.
We're getting a bit panicky, but it's looking good. It's taken shape. We're very impressed so far.
So it's kind of like Challenge Anarchus. Who have you got on board helping you?
We've just got loads of helpers, and Sue Morley and Nikki Champ, 2 members of staff from our school, are both in the challenge with me. And they're obviously not working as hard as I am, but they're trying their best.
I'm working very hard here, just thinking about it. So if I give out where you are, people can come down and help a bit with it. Bring a shovel, bring some wellies.
Bring some money.
Bring some
Would
cash.
be fantastic, yeah. We are actually having an opening ceremony at 1 o'clock on Thursday. And we plan
tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow. Thank you. Don't be just stressing me now.
No, sorry, Justin.
And we are thank you. We are planning to have a cake sale there to raise some more money for Comic Relief. So if anybody would like to donate cakes and things, that would be fantastic.
Justin, thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you for your support.
I hope you've got decent gloves and no blisters tomorrow at this time.
Yeah.
It's getting dark and even more wood is arriving, but it looks like they'll need it for those raised beds. Whilst a lot of the volunteers have gone home for the evening, our team is still hard at it.
You borrow Monotone. When you're edging the way a path has got to go for the wooden boards, it becomes very monotonous and it's very tiring and backbreaking. So that became arduous, but I wouldn't say it was bad. It was, again, because every time you put your spade in, you think, Comic Relief, helping children, Comic Relief, helping children. So you get through it, don't you, very easily if you're thinking about it in that way.
It is a bit repetitive, isn't it?
Yes.
Have you heard the one about the horse and flogging and the dead?
Yeah. I'm with you on that one all the way.
It's a good job.
We share a very similar sense of humour, pleased to say, but I feel even closer to them now. We've shared so much. We've shared the, are we going to get this done? Look at the mess, look at the mud, is it going to work?
I think we were really lucky in as much as Sue, Nikki and I worked really well together anyway. So the fact that we were put together as a team was almost a great comfort zone to start with, because we do bounce off each other very well and we think in a very similar way.
It's completely dark now, but some of the high school boys and their skillful dads are still soldiering on.
If you drop that next curve in there, and then start from that point there, because that's raising high there slightly.
It wasn't just, yes, I've got 3 minutes, I'll come and help. It was people putting themselves out for our school. And it just proves to me that Forsbrook and Blythe Bridge are the kind of community that does promote a school like this. That's why we're the school we are.
Are you using this?
Wonderful idea. Gives them a sense of what's needed to get all the planet sorted and all that kind of stuff. Save all these horrible emissions.
Yeah. Right, guys, I can see you're really shattered. It's been a really long day, but you've done brilliantly. But I think it's time for us to go home and get some rest. We need to be back at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, so let's go. Let's go, well done.
Excellent. Glass of wine.
It's 7 a.m. on day 2 and the weather's looking threatening. Yesterday the team transformed this empty patch of land into something beginning to resemble an eco-garden. In only one day they've put in some raised beds, they've created pathways, and they've built outdoor seating. There's a lot that needs doing before the grand opening at 1 o'clock. They need to work really fast to get the mulch down and the planting in.
When I woke up this morning, I felt very, very tired. But as soon as I got to school, the adrenaline started rushing when I saw what we needed to do and how long we had left to actually do it. I did think, you know, it's such a big area out there to create, but I was overwhelmed with the support from the public and the children at the high school. It's fantastic.
Basically, we're getting these chip blocks and filling in round the path, so it makes it all nice and even, and it makes it so it absorbs moisture and basically just helps drain so it doesn't all become swamp-like. And hopefully we should be finished by 1 o'clock today.
So that needs to all get shipped in, so we've got a great system going. We fill them and the lads move them. Fantastic.
So the mulch pile is slowly going down, and Nikki's inside, following up on the advice from the Wildlife Trust about birds needing water.
Go for it, Nick. Okay. And now I'm just going to try and find somewhere to donate a bird bath from very kind people. So I'm going to make some phone calls.
Back in the garden, the hole they dug yesterday needs to be transformed into a bog garden. First step, put down some liner. Next step, put some holes in the liner.
If we don't put any holes in it, then it will be basically, it'll be quicksand, basically.
And finally, you remember all that mud they dug out yesterday? Guess what? They have to put it all back.
It took a long time to do it. We were here for ages, and now we're going to be here a long time putting it back in. It's a bit tiring, but we're getting there.
In the rest of the garden, some extra seating is being built, and one of the children's grandmothers has arrived to help plant the raised beds.
I think there's a generation that have missed out on family gardening, and hopefully this will reintroduce them to life in the country.
There? Or a bit higher, are you thinking?
There's no sign of the bird bath yet, but they have got some bird boxes to go up. The boys are the lords of the bog dance. It looks like Nikki's having trouble getting the bird bath.
I'm just explaining to Sue that I've rang 3 places for a stone bird bath. 2 people said no, even though I explained that it was for charity, which I'm quite disappointed about. I've rang a local farm that hand make them on site. He's going to have a look round his factory and see, well, his area and see what he's got available and ring me back.
As a result of Justin's radio appeal, a local garden centre has donated lots of plants. And a retired local teacher, Paul Amyson, also heard the radio appeal and baked some cakes, especially for the grand opening.
I just bake cakes for fun now.
You just bake cakes for fun? Wow, what a kind man. Thank you very much.
Back in the garden, it's 11 a.m. With only 2 hours to go, Nick and Justin need to get planting.
So we've got these buddleias here, which the butterflies love. You pop one perhaps down here behind the bench because they smell very nice. They've got a lovely honey smell.
Yeah, fabulous.
It's St John's wort, which is used in a lot of homeopathic remedies. I think for winter depression. You know, we've got some ceanothus, these are very nice. They're an evergreen plant, and they'll
Ceanothus, I'd say so.
Provide a nice screen. Yeah. They flower nice and early in the spring. We have a choicea.
A choicea.
Which is also evergreen, so that's nice. It means that even though if it's not in flower, you've got something green all the year round, which is nice. It's a nice shrub. They get to a good size. They've got lovely white flowers.
Right.
Justin's learning about the plants. But what's that tug of war going on in the background?
What we've got here are 2 very nice, healthy-looking...
In case you missed it, here it comes again.
Lovely. Thank you, B&Q, for the kind donation.
Nikki's looking very pleased with herself.
JP Stonecraft are donating a bird bath, so we need to go and get it. So what a kind man.
Back in the garden, they've still got quite a way to go, and time's running out.
35 minutes to go.
A local company donated some signs, but they've only got minutes to get them in. They've still got lots of planting to do, but the bird baths have arrived.
Never work with children, animals or teachers.
With only 20 minutes to go, Sue's on a mission to get everything ready for the opening ceremony.
Because I've just found a mountain of cakes.
Parents of children at the school have baked and donated even more cakes for the fundraising.
That's that done. No, it isn't. See, every home should have a cupboard like that, shouldn't they?
It looks like they're going to make it. They've got a few minutes left for the finishing touches and the arrival of the garden centrepiece, the arbour, as long as they can get it through the gates. With only minutes to go, Sue's in a panic for the all-important red ribbon.
I knew you'd do it, I knew you'd do it. Oh, well done, thank you.
It's 1 o'clock, and just in the nick of time, they've done it. They've completed the big dig. It's been a tough 36 hours, but Team Forsbrook have totally transformed this previously neglected plot of land. They've turned it into a working, eco-friendly environment, which will attract lots of wildlife and become an inviting outdoor classroom in the summertime.
I think we all feel very proud of what's happened. I feel very proud of Bill, very proud of Sue, very proud of Nikki, because the team has done a great job.
I can't believe how well it's all worked out, I really can't, but it's been an amazing experience and I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
It did seem like a massive task at the time, and I did think, you know, it's such a big area out there to create, but it just looks absolutely fantastic, so I can't wait to get the children in there and use it.
I now declare this eco-friendly garden open.
The team managed to complete the challenge just in time for the chair of the local council to open the garden at 1 p.m.
In an English country.
Through sponsorship, cake sales and donations, they've also managed to raise hundreds of pounds for comic relief.
Well, that's about it for this big challenge. All that remains for me to do is to thank the staff and pupils here at Forsbrook Primary School and, of course, the volunteers and local suppliers that helped them pull it off. See you next time.